Hey guys, Curtis here with you today. Today I want to go over these, I always call these diapers. I think they're actually called belly bands, but change this camera angle so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. But this is how it came in. It came as a little bag here, kind of sealed up. And I think there was, I guess there's two in a bag here. Let me put this out of the way. All right, so this is what we got so far here. This was looking like. Oh, that just folded up. Oh, three. Okay, I thought there were just two, and there's three of them in here. All right, so let's see. So at first glance, looks good. Not see anything to be concerned about right off the get-go here. So they do put their logo or their brand kind of right there on the top of it. So that's more for them than it is for us. I guess that way, if you have a friend come over or somebody sees your belly band / diaper here, and they like it, they know where to get one of their own. So that's what that is. All right, so let's see how this looks and works. So Velcro comes off. Well, that's on there good, so that's a good sign. Taking it off right here. One big pad. The reason I pointed that out is I have quite a few dogs, small dogs. I believe it's a size up from this, just in a different brand. But instead of having one big pad here, it has two separate ones. I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, it works perfectly fine, but I definitely prefer one big one, just for whenever you're trying to put this on your dog. You know, this is the top of it, and this is going to be the bottom. But basically, whenever you're going underneath and you're going over here and you're trying to fight, most dogs don't care for you putting this on them in the first place. So they tend to get a little wiggly or squirmily, a little squirmy. So as the dog's trying to move around here, just trying to get that on there is hard enough. So if you have two of them on there, it's just that much harder to do. So I definitely prefer just having one like this one. So that's a plus in my book here. All right, so the padding underneath. So this is the bottom part. This is what's going to be. Let me just kind of give you a little example. Let's say my arm is your dog. One of them, we put this on as a dachshund, so kind of fitting here. So if that is your dog, let's say my elbow is their butt. Basically, going to plop right on here. That's going to go over like so. So this part right here is going to be the bottom. That's what's going to be catching the tinkle. So you definitely want to make sure you got good padding there, which this looks like it does. You can kind of see right here you have where the stitching started. It's going across and down, and all this right here is, I don't know how many pieces there would be here. Let's see if I can kind of feel. So this is the kind of outer part. This right here is going to be kind of the inner part, I guess. And yeah, there's the padding right there. You can kind of feel it. Almost feels like a piece of cotton kind of crammed in there. But very clear, kind of defined spot where it's sewn. So right inside is going to be your padding. So that way if they tinkle in there, that's going to be soaking it up. And then it ends up in here instead of all over your house. Or in our dachshund case, sometimes on our bed. So we like to have that there. All right, the little stretchy part here, you want to make sure that has some good stretch to it, because this is going to be kind of what's on one side of them, on the other side obviously here. So whenever you're putting that on there, again, very few dogs are going to actually stand still for you to comfortably put this on. So it's good to have some extra stretch. So that way, if you got it on too tight, it has a little bit of give, or in the opposite, if you got it on too loose, same thing. That's going to be able to tighten up a little bit there to kind of hold it in place. So that does seem like it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, let's see what else I can kind of point out here for you. All right, so next thing, the actual stitching itself. This is something I always like to really pay attention to on any time I'm looking at a product that has any type of fabric. The stitching is generally pretty important. The more stitching you have, generally speaking, the higher quality it's going to be, or at least if nothing else, the longer it's going to last you. So if you look right here, you can kind of see there's like two layers of stitching. So that's a good sign. So that way it just kind of shows that they put a lot of material there to hold everything in place. So kind of an example or way I kind of think about it, if you imagine only having, let's say, 4 stitches here, and one of those stitches happen to tear, it's going to be a problem. It's, you know, your product's pretty much gone at that point. Where here, since they have so many stitches, if one of these went or 5 of these went, it's probably not going to do any harm. So I like to see lots of stitching there just to make sure my product's going to last a while. And looking at it on the inside here, again, that Velcro, that's going to take a lot of the wear and tear. So stitching, a lot of stitching there is important. Every time you tear that, you know, those stitches or stitching, that's what's going to hold that into place. So you definitely want a lot. Going into the actual padding here, you got to see they only have 1 line of stitching, but that should be plenty right there, because the only thing that's doing is just holding that pad in. So all in all, looks good. So if you are looking for a new diaper for your pup or belly band or whatever you want to call it, this looks like a good one. I'm not seeing anything negative to really point out. So there you go, guys. I would definitely recommend this one, at least so far. So there you go. I hope somebody out there got something from this video. And thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.